me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show is the place to be.
Atlanta Falcon fans, Falcon fans, Falcon fans everywhere. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a T-Will editorial on For My ATL Sports One. That's right. Today, you guys are getting an editorial piece. Just my humble opinion on a situation that has reared its ugly head, and I think we need to talk about it. The name of the show is an editorial piece, The Dangers of Rumor, Innuendo, Fear Mongering, and Manipulation. And the backdrop, the Kevin Stefanski and Shedeur Sanders debacle. All right, guys, let's get into it. So, a lot of folks are saying that Kevin Stefanski is a racist because of the way he treated Shedeur Sanders. And look, I know that I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek about it and nonchalant about it, but racism is not a laughing matter, and I don't think it's a laughing matter. It is an issue that plagues our society, and hopefully one day we can eradicate it. But in this man's humble opinion, this ain't racism. You know, we all have biases. And one of my biases, or people that I don't like, are naive people. People who can be cajoled, manipulated, pushed by a mere suggestion of something. And then they're just ready to run and boycott and get rid of this guy without really sitting down and thinking about the subject matter. Really think about this. Because when you throw the moniker of racist on someone, that's hard to wash off. It's hard to wash off that stink. So let's get into the facts, right? There have been at least 5 Black quarterbacks, African-American quarterbacks, who have played for Kevin Stefanski during his tenure. Sorry about that. During his tenure with the Cleveland Browns. There was Deshaun Watson. There was Jacoby Brissett. There was Jameis Winston. There was Dorian Thompson. And last, but certainly not even last, Shedeur Sanders, PJ Walker, and Jeff Driscoll also played under him, but their race is not confirmed. I think PJ Walker is African American. But the bottom line is, if he was a racist, wouldn't we hear something from Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, Jameis Winston, as loud, as expressive, as communicative as Jameis Winston is? Wouldn't we hear about this by now? Wouldn't we? For those of you who don't know, the NFL is 70%, or was at one time, 70% African American. Not just quarterbacks, mind you. 70% African American. Kevin Stefanski has been a coach since 2006. And I am told by my computer that today is January 20th, 2026, which means he's been coaching for 20 years. And in 2025, in the year of our Lord, he decides to show that he's racist because of his treatment of Shedeur Sanders. Prove it. Where's the proof? I'm not saying he loved the guy. I'm not saying they're buddies. I'm not saying they're friends on Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook. I'm not saying they go out to dinner. I'm not saying he's in anybody's top 5 as far as Shedeur or Kevin Stefanski are. But if you're going to make a statement that he was racist, then you need to back it up. In other words, has he done anything discriminatory against Shedeur? Did he not play him at times? Sure he didn't, right? Did he like the guy? I don't think he did. And if you want to know the truth, I don't think Shedeur liked him. And I like Shedeur. I think Shedeur's a heck of a young man. I think Shedeur is a great young man. I think Deion Sanders has done a wonderful job with him. Now, with that being said, could he be a little arrogant? Of course. I don't know many top tier quarterbacks that aren't arrogant, at least a little bit. Could he at times be a little too much, right? Too much of the aura farming, too much of the selfies, too much of the social media, too much attention? Maybe. But to say that Kevin Stefanski is racist, what did he do did he prevent him from going somewhere? Did he prevent Shedeur from staying at a hotel the same as the other players? Did he say, Shedeur, you can't sit in this section, even though 70% of the team looks like you, but you can't sit here. You can't get on this flight. You don't have the same rights as we do. What did he do that was racist? Can someone prove that? Is there anyone out there who can stand up and say, me? He took the whole team out to dinner and Shedeur couldn't come because he's racist, even though there are probably 40 black guys on the team. Shedeur no. Where is this? What did he like? He probably didn't. But maybe that had more to do with the distraction. But to say that someone is racist, I think you need to prove it. I don't think you need to just arbitrarily throw that term out there. That's not cool. Let's get deeper into this. Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, Jameis Winston, Dorian Thomas-Robinson, Shedeur Sanders. We haven't heard a peep from any of them. We haven't heard them say, oh, he's racist. I don't want to play with this guy. He's racist. They may say he's a jerk. They may say I don't like him. I don't know. But I haven't heard a peep out of them saying he's a racist. And in an environment where it's 70% African American, I think somebody would say something. Wouldn't you? You know what? Let's go a little further into this. Coaching for 20 years, started with the Minnesota Vikings as an assistant in 2006, becoming their offensive coordinator before being hired as the Cleveland Browns head coach, and then moving on to the Atlanta Falcons as head coach in January of 2026, making his long career in the league. What are you talking about, T. Will? I'm going somewhere. I promise. Just give me a few minutes. 2006 to 2019, assistant coach and offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Again, assistant coach and offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. 2020, hired as head coach of the Cleveland Browns. 2020 to 2023, won AP NFL Coach of the Year with the Browns. January 2026, hired as head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. So again, if this guy's racist, where are the claims? I wonder if he's worked with other African American quarterbacks. I wonder if this could be true. You know what? Let's take a look and see. Um, Tavares Jackson, may he rest in peace, from 2006 to 2010. Did we ever hear Tavares say he was racist? Did any claims of racism come from Tavares? Now, again, rest in peace. He's not here with us, so I'm not going to belabor it. And I bring it up to say he's another African American quarterback. But anyway, rest in peace, Tavares. Definitely gone too soon. Joe Webb. Did Joe say anything about him being racist? Did you hear anything? No? Oh, okay. I know. You want more people. Okay. Donovan McNabb. Now, Donovan McNabb had a great career with the Eagles, and I would think he would have a platform that if he felt like Stefanski was racist, wouldn't we hear it from him? No? Josh Freeman. What about Teddy Bridgewater? Teddy! Nothing? Nothing. No? No racist claims? Nothing? Nothing. Oh, okay. What about Sean Hill, 2016? No? Nothing. Okay. Let's keep going. Deshaun, look, the point of the matter, I promise you there is a point, is that this man has been in the league for 2026. And if he were racist, we would have heard about it by now. So to all you naive young sheeple who hear something on X, or as the old folks like me say, the Twitter, and you just want to run with it, oh, boycott the Falcons. Half of you don't even like the Falcons. Half of you aren't even Falcon fans, and yet you're going to stand up and open your filthy mouth and spew lies. Because unfounded accusations, false accusations are lies. You are assassinating this man's character for what? Have we heard Shedeur say he was racist? Have we heard Shedeur come out and say this man is racist? Have we heard Dion say this man is racist? Now, again, he may not like him. There are a lot of folks I don't like. I don't dislike them because they're white or black or any other race. I don't like them because I don't like them. And they don't like me, not because I'm black or white or any. I mean, look, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist. Okay. You want to say John Gruden was racist? You'll get no argument from me. If you take a look at those emails, you got a point. If he's not racist, he was at one time. But this ain't that. Did he treat Shedeur kindly? No, he did not. Did he treat Shedeur fairly? You could argue that he didn't. But what you can't argue is that Kevin Stefanski mistreated Shedeur Sanders because of race. That is ignorant. That is ignorant. Did he like him? Probably didn't. Probably didn't. But a lot of coaches don't like distractions. And let's be honest, with all of the attention that Shedeur gets, fair or not, it probably was a distraction. And I'm not even saying it's Shedeur's fault. I'm not saying that. I think Shedeur is a great young man. I have nothing but respect for him and his father. But to say that Kevin Stefanski is racist because he did not treat Shedeur Sanders kindly is kind of the same logic that says those are two black guys in a white neighborhood. Maybe they're here to rob somebody. They don't belong here. It's the same thinking. Oh, well, when I see Africa, look, I'm not even going to get into it. But the bottom line is this man has been in the league 20 years. If he were racist, we would have heard something by now. He's played with at least 12, 15 black quarterbacks. There's no telling how many African Americans he's played with. And you mean to tell me that now in 2026, he decides, you know what? It's time. I'm racist. No, that's number one. Number two, how do we know that a lot of this wasn't coming from ownership? Can we say there was collusion amongst owners to not pick Shador? You could make the argument. Doesn't mean you're right, but you could make the argument. You could make the argument that he shouldn't have been drafted in the 5th round, that his talent should at least warrant 2nd or 3rd, definitely not 5th. You could argue that. What you cannot argue is that Kevin Stefanski mistreated Shador Sanders because of his race. That you can't do. There's no evidence of that. No evidence of that has been presented. And one thing about a racist, they're consistent. We would have known by now. We don't hear any other African American quarterback saying that, yeah, he's racist. Yeah, he mistreated me because of my race. Because again, it's not just a team of quarterbacks. Defensive line, linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties, running backs, wide receivers, offensive line, kickers, punters, assistant coaches, stadium folks, team personnel. He's been in the league 20 years. It's irresponsible. It is irresponsible. And if we as African Americans don't like it done to us, then why is it okay for us to do it to somebody else? Again, I'm not saying that he treated him nicely. I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying that he liked Shador Sanders. I don't know. I wasn't there. But miss me with the false concern for the Falcons, because half of you complaining don't even go to games, don't even watch the team, have no interest in the team. You just want your 5 minutes. You just want to get on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, I'm old, or whatever the social platform is, and express your opinion because it gives you attention. You don't need proof. Innocent until proven guilty? I thought that was the society that we live in. Maybe I'm wrong. Did something change? I'm just curious. Did something change? Because the way some of you act, I am ashamed. The way some of you act, the way some of you run with information. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? If he was a racist, where's the proof? Give me one player, 2, 3, 4, somebody who says, yeah, this guy's racist. And if you do provide that, then you need to give me examples, not just he didn't play me. Because maybe he didn't play you because you weren't good enough. Maybe he didn't play you because you didn't fit the system. Maybe he didn't play you because you wouldn't listen. Maybe he didn't play you because you wouldn't execute. Maybe he didn't play you because other players didn't want to play with you. I don't know. That does not make a man racist. We throw out these terms and you don't realize the impact that this has on a man. This is Atlanta. This is an African American city. Y'all need to stop it. Because now some idiot at Publix is going to come up and say something that's not even based on anything. And you know who suffers? Stefanski, his family, and maybe the Falcons, because he might not want to come here. And you guys are doing this based on what? I want to know, based on what? What about the interaction was racist? Maybe, just maybe, we need to define racism, because a lot of you guys take discourteous treatment as being racist. That is not what racism is. And I'm not trying to condescend because a lot of you know what racism is. But the fact that we're even having this conversation, some of y'all don't. So, racism. Google doesn't want to look it up. Okay. Prejudice, discrimination by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. But essentially, racism is oppression based on one's race. So, number one, in order for you to be racist, you got to be an oppressor. Okay. You can be prejudiced, you can be biased, but in order to be racist, you got to be an oppressor. Okay. Or in a system of oppressors. Number two, and most importantly, you are discriminating against someone based on their race. So you can't play quarterback because you're black. I'm not going to play you at quarterback because you're black. I don't want you to win because you're black. And the reason this doesn't hold up is because 70% of the team is black. 70% of the team is African American. Help me out, people. Help me out. Oh, you want to say, well, it's germane to the quarterback position because they don't want to see us play quarterback. This man's played with 15, 16 black quarterbacks, maybe even 20. Did he want them to lose too? Did he not want them to win? Did he treat them unfairly based on their race? Did he? I'm curious. Because 20 years in the league, and because he didn't get along with Shador, and even I don't know that. So that's a bit of rumor and innuendo. But, let's say they weren't warm and cuddly. It doesn't mean that it is because of race. And I say that because he has to come here in an African American city. And if you don't have any evidence of racism, please stop talking. You're only continuing the problem. You're contributing to the issue. Look at, man, I want to win. Whether the coach is black, white, whatever race, color, creed, I want to win. I want to win. I want to see a Super Bowl. White coach, black coach, doesn't matter to me. Again, if he is racist, bring it to the light. Bring something credible. Bring something that says, I'm not playing you because you're black. Or you can't get on this team bus because you're black. Or you can't stay in this hotel because you're black. Or I'm not going to dinner with you because you're black. That's racism. I'm not playing you because I don't like you. While it may not be fair, that's life. I'm not going to dinner with you because I don't like you. I don't go to dinner with a lot of people I don't like. A lot. A lot. And they don't go to dinner with me because they don't like me. And you know what? I'm fine. And some of them happen to be African American, and some of them happen to be Caucasian, and some of them happen to be all different colors. But I don't dislike them because of their race. I don't like them because I don't like them. I have a lot of friends who like me, not because I'm African American, but because of who I am, of all races. To say, and this ain't about me, but to say that Stefanski didn't play, didn't help, didn't like, didn't contribute to Shador's success because he is African American, to me is akin to, it's just very unfair treatment. It's very unfair treatment. right? It's just unfair. It's biased. It's the mob mentality. It's basest thinking. It's unintelligent. And to those of you who are shrewd, please don't be manipulated. Look at the facts. Do your research. Before you open your mouth, do your research. Before you make these claims, do your research. Do your research. Again, people, sometimes you just don't like a person. It doesn't have anything to do with race. Some people just don't like each other. I'm going to share this story. I said I wasn't, but I'm going to share this story. I went to Taco Bell one time. It's late at night. It been an evening or whatever. And there's this Caucasian young lady. She's a manager, and I'm asking her something. And whatever I'm asking her, she's either ignoring me, she didn't hear me, but she's being rude. She's being rude and kind of indifferent. And, I'm sitting there for 20 minutes trying to explain something. And finally, I just say, wow, you must be racist. And she said, and maybe I didn't say it like that, but she looked at me as if I'd stung her. She looked at me and she said, "What did you say?" I said, "Ma'am, you're being rude to me. You're not hearing me. You're racist." She said, "I'm racist." I said, "Yeah, you're racist." She said, "I'm racist." I said, "Yeah, you're racist." She said, "Hold on one second." She said, "So and so, come here." Young lady comes to the door. Pretty lady, looks just like the manager, but she's African American. She said, "You know what? This is my child. And I have 3 more just like her. And they look just alike." She said, "Now, what'd you say again?" And I was embarrassed because I assumed that because she was discourteous, and she was discourteous, and she was rude, I assumed that she was racist. And you know what? It turns out she was having a bad day. I went back to that Taco Bell several times after that. We laughed about it after a while. But because she was discourteous, I assumed that she was racist. She must be. She's being rude to me. She must be. This woman has 4 African American kids that look just like her. I'm saying just because somebody says something doesn't make it true. If after you do the research, you conclude that, then that's on you. But I've seen no evidence of racist treatment. Maybe he doesn't like him. You could argue that. If you want to say he didn't treat Shador fairly, that's one thing. But to take it a step forward and say, because Shador is African American, that's my issue. Because there's no evidence of that. Because this man has 20 years experience in the league working with African Americans. Because this man has worked with at least 13 to 15 African American quarterbacks. And I think one of them would have said something in 20 years. The danger with cajoling, manipulation, rumor, and innuendo is there's some not so bright people that believe anything that they hear. Oh, I heard it on TV. It must be true. Oh, I saw it on Twitter. It must be true. Oh, I saw it on whatever. It must be true. My daddy used to say, believe none of what you see and half of what you hear. Because someone always has an agenda. Someone always has an agenda. And all I'm saying is, it is not fair to the Falcons. It is not fair to your African American players who play on the Falcons to put this out there because you're just going to stir up something. You're just going to stir up something based on what? There's no evidence of this man being racist. Now, hey, you guys don't like me after that? That's fine. I'll live with that. You know what I mean? I am who I am. And I don't apologize to you and nobody else. You don't like what I said? I get it. I understand that. We don't have to agree. All I'm trying to say is before you run with something, prove it. And don't just come with, well, because he didn't play this guy, he's racist. Again, racism is discrimination against you based on your race. He may not like your face. That doesn't mean he's racist. He may not like the way you throw the ball. That doesn't mean he's racist. He may not like the way you read coverages. That doesn't mean he's racist. He may not like you. That doesn't mean he's racist. Again, people, I'm not telling you how to feel. You can feel however you want to feel. You're an adult, just like I am. You have the right to think what you want to think. What I'm saying is, before you do, make an informed decision. Before you forward a tweet, so-and-so is racist, how about you do the evidence? Most people don't want to do that because that would take time. It's easier to just, let me send this to 300 people. Let me send this to 5,000 people and infect some more minds and poison some more people without really doing the research. That's all I got. Anyway, this is an editorial piece. This is just my opinion. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it wrong. I'm not there. You're not there. The only people that know of this relationship is Shedeur, Kevin Stefanski, maybe Dion, maybe some of the Browns players. But again, the NFL is 70% African American. This man has been coaching since 2006, before the iPhone, maybe. I would think that a Caucasian man in a league of mainly African Americans, you'd have found out by then if he was racist. Somebody would have said something. That's all I got, guys. To those of you who joined, I appreciate it. Whether you agree or disagree, I get it. We'll keep it Falcons. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The purpose of this broadcast is just to say, Falcon fans, and I don't care about the rest of you people, Falcon fans, give Stefanski a chance. Before you just go out there and start running your mouth and blah, 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 do your research, Falcons fans. Consider the fact that he's been in the league for 20 years. Consider the fact that 15 other African-American quarterbacks have played for him. Consider the fact that the league is 70% African-American. And this man has worked with African-American for 20 years before you put the moniker of racism on him. Okay? That's the only point. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you when I see you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Goodbye.
ATL. Through the highs and the heartbreaks, we still stand. Dirty birds forever. Let's get it. Year after year, we've been riding through the storm. Red and black in my veins, that loyalty was swung. We don't fold, we don't run, even when the pain hits. Cause every loss just reminds us what greatness is. We show up cold nights or the Georgia sun. Cause every Sunday we believe that our time gon' come. We ain't perfect, but we faithful and we never switch. We the city of the A, yeah, we built for this. We don't need pretty words, just heart on the field we deserve. Put the work in, earn that glory. Bring our city back to the story. We'll ride till the wheels fall off. We ain't never gonna break. Win or lose, we stand tall. 48, you can doubt us, talk loud, but we still hold steady. Cause we here and we faithful and we always ready. It's the dirty, prove the dirty. If you bout it, then prove the dirty. We'll believe when you're fighting for the city.